Alright, y'all, so, I'm just gonna outright say this. This video was already recorded and all of that. I went to edit the video. The audio is not there. The audio isn't here. What you guys are seeing on the screen is Pacers, MyGM, we're in the off season. That, right? This is a voiceover. I just want y'all to know that. So anyways, the draft lottery, we got the 17th pick, 29th pick, 30th pick. Will we trade the picks? Will we keep the picks? You guys will see. What else? I'm just looking at everything right now. We're going to the roster. I go over who we got. We're keeping Tyrese Halliburton. Star point guard. Rubio's gone. McConnell is going to get traded. There's that. Okay, can we... See, the difficult about this thing is my voice is going to be quicker than the actual video, because this is a post-recording voiceover. But whatever, you guys will get the gist. I'm sorry, it's just got to be like this for this video. And then there's another video where I gotta do a voiceover. Anyways, shooting guards, Brogdon, Hield. I mentioned last time, do we keep them? Do we trade one of them? Do we trade both of them? You guys will see what we decide to do with that. Dwayne Washington is not really going to be on the team either. I'm trying to look at to see who's the better player between the two, who I want to keep. Hield's a better three-point shooter. Brogdon's a better defender, better playmaker. There's that. Yeah, I'm just comparing between the two right now. Figure out what I want to do. Okay. We're going to move on. Moving on. Okay. We're keeping OG. We just traded for him. Dorte, we're also building around. Lance Stevenson's gone. We got Jalen Smith. Brissett's gone. Taylor's not going to play. We're keeping Miles. We're keeping Jackson. Goga's gone. Okay, so that's the role of everybody. I'm just going over it again. Telling y'all who's here to stay, who's not. Yeah. Anyways. Gosh, this is just gonna be ridiculous. Anywho. I went to the salary cap because I want to see how much money we're going to have for free agency. This didn't really tell me much, so probably wasn't helpful going here, but whatever. I thought it was going to tell me some stuff. I'm talking about Rubio, his big contract's going to be gone. I'm talking about Brogdon and or Hield. If we trade one, both of them, they're going to be gone. So that's really what I was going through right there. Staff signing. We need an assistant GM. Spoiler, I don't get one because I don't really care. We also need some post D, perimeter D, guard guru, wing whisperer. So I'm just filling out these spots. I get a post D coach. He signs with us. Perimeter D, we look for one. Okay, we offer somebody. Wing whisperer, we go to that. Get the ratings right. We see someone down there. Give him an offer. They're both mulling. We get the perimeter D, not the wing whisperer. I'm like, okay, what else do we need? Don't really need anything. I move on, because who cares about all the other positions? What else do we got here? I see what picks we got. I'm trying to decide what I want to do with the picks. I go back to the roster, and I'm looking at the team is very young. So I'm like, do we really need these picks? Do we really need them? We have a very young team. Majority of the people that are on this team are going to stay for a minute, and they're very young. I was looking at our perimeter defense because this team's defense is not that good. Not just perimeter, but I was looking at defense. Oh, my fucking God. Come on, dumbass shit. Sorry, y'all. Lord. Okay, anyways. I might have to cut that. We're trading Brogdon. I'm looking at trades for Brogdon. I threw in our later picks. Sorry if that music in the background. I'm going to have to silence that or something. We're looking at Christian Wood. He pops up. My reasoning for looking at him is because I'm like, you know what? Is Jalen Smith really going to be our starting power forward? Who knows? We could get a little bit better. I saw Keldon, but I'm like, the Spurs would not do that. And I don't want to give up 3 first-round picks. Okay. Reason for trade Brogdon, he's about to be 30 years old. He's making a lot of money. I think we could just get something a little bit better. Anyways, going through, seeing who I want. I looked at PJ, but his interior defense is not good, so I wasn't going to do that. Then we looked at Isaac. I was like, maybe, but he really can't shoot like that, so I moved on. So I backed down, like, okay, what do we need to do? Who do I want to pick? Did I want Christian Wood? Did I want somebody else? I look at team stats to see what exactly we were good at. Offensively, we were the 9th best team, so I knew we didn't really need no offensive powerhouse. Defensively, we were the best, so I'm like, okay. Offense, we do need that. We do need that a little bit. So I throw in those 2 picks again. I decided to keep 17 because I'm like, we could add somebody. We could add somebody, right? So I'm looking. I see Kuzma. Pretty much just the same trades. I'm pretty sure I threw in the same picks and all that. But I'm trying to figure out who I want. I see Christian Wood again. I'm like, okay. He can shoot the 3. His post defense rebounding, pretty good. We know he can play power forward. We get a first-round pick back, even though that don't really matter. And I'm just talking about my justification for this trade. Right? I'm saying, okay, he's younger. He's 3 years younger. He's overall higher. He's of a position of need, which is power forward. He could spread the floor, shoot 3, good interior defender. I knew Jalen Smith was not going to be our long-term power forward, so I had to find somebody. Christian Wood was the best I could find. He's on a 1-year deal, so we saved some money there. Actually, we saved a lot of money. We saved a lot of money with this trade. Giving up those 2 picks, I don't care. We get a pick back. I said the Rockets would do this because John Wall's gone. They got someone that can mentor KPJ. They also have a very young team. So I'm like, okay, bringing in a 29-year-old is going to help the locker room. That's why I'm looking at the ages. I talked about that just then. Right? And I talked about us getting Christian Wood because they got Sengun. So I'm like, okay, do they really need the big man? Yeah, I'm talking about it now. Tate, Sengun, Kenya Martin, Garuba. So I'm like, okay, this gives me an excuse to get Christian Wood. They get Brogdon. We get Christian Wood. Picks. Don't care about those picks. We get a pick back. And we make the trade. So that's one big blockbuster trade we made. Switching power forward. His overall stays the same, so there's no difference there. Moving along. I'm just talking about the trade. Why we did what we did. I'm talking about how Jalen Smith wasn't going to be the power forward forever. What else am I talking about? I'm going through everyone again, saying the same shit again. McConnell, I'm saying he got to go. I'm figuring out what we want to do with Healed. I'm pretty much just talking about everybody again, honestly. Going through the same thing I went through. Okay, now, next trade. I see our picks. I'm like, okay, what are we doing? McConnell got to go. I threw in those picks because I don't care about those picks. And what do we do here? So I'm looking for, what, a point guard, shooting guard? I see Caruso, but I'm like, the Bulls wouldn't do that. Right? Then I see those first. I'm like, should we just do that? Okay, let's keep looking. Don't really see anything else noteworthy. So I just make the decision to get the picks. Right? So we get the picks. We do that. We lose some money. And no, we save some money, right? So we do that. Get rid of those picks. Okay, we leveled up. We're leveling up. I go to the skills, figure out what I want to do. Okay. What do we decide to do here? I'm looking at everything. I see that. I'm like, okay. And I just do it because I'm like, okay, it really don't matter what we do with that. We're still at the staff signing, figure out who we want to trade. Looking at the team. Rubio's gone, pretty much. Okay. Now, let's get to the draft. We got the 17th pick. Okay, Jabari. I don't need to say who goes. You guys can see that. Grizzlies trade the pick. Okay. For Kristaps, I said it was a win-now move. Because obviously they got Jaren, they got Ja, Desmond in them. They're trying to win. Kristaps could help them. Him and Jaren in the front court could be something. Anyways, keep going, moving on. You know, Wizards get Chet. This is where I said Jalen Duren number 3. What? I was shocked. Now, I did say the Mavericks could use a big man, but I mean, there's someone else they could have gotten. You know who, but that's fine. Sharp. What else? I'm still talking about Jalen Duren. The Magic, Ivy, okay. Right now, the draft is going whatever. The Rockets make a trade. Rose and Robinson. To add veterancy to the team, right? Add some veterans. What else happens here? The Knicks make a trade. They do that for PJ, Terry Rozier. Adding some, pieces that could score right away instead of developing a young guy. The Kings make a trade. Trades galore. Draymond Green, right? Now, here's where I lost my shit. I was like, what? Paolo Banchero. Now, instead of Jalen Duren, they could have got Banchero. Banchero with 10th. I'm just talking about who went over him. 10th to the Warriors. They got Curry and Clay. Now they got Banchero. That's why they traded Draymond. Because they're like, okay, there's a big man. We have someone else who can pair him with Wiseman. I don't know. The draft was ridiculous. I'm scrolling up and down because I'm just talking about how these people went over him and this, and that. Okay, moving on. We move on. Okay, you see Jovic goes to the Blazers. You see... What else happens? Can we get along with it? What am I doing? I must just be talking about the draft. Okay, there's Griffin. There's Jeremy. There's Bryce. Wendell Moore. Johnny. Okay, we're up. Anyways, we go to the prospects. I'm trying to think who we getting. I'm looking for like a shooting guard, small forward, right? I'm like, do we trade the pick? What am I looking? Yes, I'm looking. Well, okay, here's where I look at what we need. I'm like, okay, do we get a point guard, shooting guard? Like, what do we need here? We're not getting a 3 through 5. So it's either a point guard or shooting guard. We don't need a 3 through 5. That's what I'm establishing here. You see who we got already. So I'm like, okay, let's go back. Let's figure out who we want. Set it by overall. I'm looking through everybody. You see Max Christie, you see Hardy, Kenny Chandler's up there, you see Caleb Houston. I'm just looking at the list, seeing who could potentially be on the team, right? I'm going down the list, seeing who's there. Looking for shooting guard, small forward. There's a lot there. I go back up. I'm like, okay, who we got here? Max Christie could be a candidate. Jaden Hardy could be a candidate. Those are really my top two. So I'm looking between them. I'm comparing their ages, the overalls, rank, stuff like that. Then I click them, see what they got going. Look at the stats. Now, Hardy cannot shoot at all. Christie can. He's the complete opposite. Then I look at, okay, what else? Who could defend? Who could play make better? Christie could defend and he could shoot. Right? Keep that in mind. He could defend and he could shoot very well. Okay? Then, I'm going over his stats. Then we get to Hardy. Okay. See, this is tricky because I don't know what is going to happen because I have to do this post-commentary. Anyways, now I'm like, okay, do we trade the pick? You always got to look at every avenue. So I'm like, do we trade the pick? Okay. Boom, 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 boom. I'm looking through. Don't see anything noteworthy. I'm looking for like a player now. The best one there was like Terrence Davis. I'm like, no. Let's just draft somebody. We take Max Christie. I didn't even look at Jaden Hardy. I saw he couldn't shoot. I'm like, nope. Because we need offense. Y'all remember in the beginning, we looked at team stats. We needed offense. We simmed to the end. That was the only pick we had. Crazy draft. We got Max Christie, 74 overall. He's going to play. He's not going to play probably a lot of minutes, but he'll play. Decline everybody besides Jalen Smith. Qualifying offers, decline those two. Right? Okay, moratorium. I'm looking to look at our team. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I'm like, okay, do we need anything? What do we do? Do we need to do anything else? This team I'm going to go with. So I think I was figuring out, should I get like a different shooting guard? Do I let Max Christie play? Do I get a point guard, a veteran point guard? I'm just looking. I'm looking and I'm talking about who's on the team. Anyways, we got a moratorium, right? I talked to Harden. Now, I thought we had a lot of money. That's why why'd I click Harden? I thought we had a bunch of money. We talked to Harden, negotiate. right? I realize we don't have money. That's the most money we have. So, long story short, obviously we didn't get Harden with that. I thought we had way more money. That's why. So we didn't get Harden. So I'm looking at other players to see, okay, is someone else we could get? I go to the roster. I'm like, okay, what else can we do? Is there something we can do? Right? I go to finance to see, okay, how much money do we have? Like, can I figure this out? How much money we got? I'm dumb, and looking at the finances never works for me. So there's that. We look at everybody. We're looking. I'm just talking about how much money we have, how much money I think we have. Boom, boom, boom. We get out of that. Again, we look at our roster. I'm trying to figure out who is here to stay, who's here to go. I'm looking. I'm talking. I consider maybe moving Miles Turner and or Isaiah Jackson. But I'm like, no. We'll hold off on that. What else are we doing here? We're just looking at everybody that's here. I look at Beal, right? I notice he only has one offer. He's unrestricted. I click on the offer. Eventually, I click on the offer. Whenever I do. I don't know. I guess I'm still talking about Bradley Beal. I don't know. Like, can we get this going? Oh my gosh. I can't with this post-commentary BS because I don't know how long it's going to take to get to a certain point. So, y'all, this is the last time. Well, I already said in the beginning there's another video that I have to do this, but for Pacers GM, this is the last time this will happen, where I have to post-commentate. Okay, what is taking so long? What am I doing? I guess I'm just looking at everybody and figuring out who could be on the team with the money we got. Because we got like, what, 90-something million? I look at Beal. I see he don't got an offer. I'm like, you know what? Let's just try it. Throw him a little offer. So, eventually, I will offer him the money. Whenever we get to it. Okay, there we go. I don't know why it takes me so long to just do basic shit. So we're talking. I asked him about our team quality, because why not? I know about his role already, so I didn't ask him. I asked him about quality. He says it's good. He would like to be a part of it. We do that. I realize we don't have money for Beal. That's the moment. We have literally under 95 mil. So I'm like, okay. That's when I'm like, we're not going to get none of these big name guys. So I'm like, okay. Let's move along. And let's get out of this and figure out what else we want to do. So I did offer it, but I knew damn well we weren't getting him. I just offered it anyway, because there was nothing else I really could do there. Obviously, he declined. We got that. Okay, so now I'm realizing we're not getting the big name. And I feel like I knew we weren't going to do that when I came into free agency. Coming off that playoff exit, I'm like, okay, we're not going to get somebody. Now, the one mistake I made is that I should have traded Buddy Hield already because we would have had way more money. That's something I should have did. My dumbass, I didn't do that. So I'm just looking, I'm like, okay, who can we get that's a little bit cheaper? Can we get somebody? Do we even need anyone? I'm like, okay, let's move on. Renounce rights to everybody. That's not important. Not bringing those two back. All those guys are gone. So I'm like, okay. Beal's gone. He's gone. Kyrie's gone too. Okay? All those other guys, boom, 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 right? I'm pausing at Jalen Brunson. I'm like, maybe, if we get him, he could replace Buddy Hield. I'm looking at Buddy Hield and Max Christie. I'm like, okay, Buddy Hield. And I think I'm saying, like, okay, maybe we could hold on to Hield because he could shoot. I'm comparing Hield and Brunson. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm comparing them. Brunson's a little less of a three-point shooter. He's still good, but not as good. A A+ to a B+, right? Perimeter, Jalen Brunson has a B, right? Buddy Hield has a B. So perimeter, they're the same thing. It's just Buddy Hield is so much more of a better shooter, right? But you see, Buddy Hield's 29. Brunson is 25. Keep that in mind. There's that 4-year age gap. So I'm like, okay, what do we want to do here? 6'1" shooting guard. I mean, whatever. Pair him with people that are tall, and it won't really make too much of a difference. So I'm like, hold on. Do we trade Buddy Hield to get Brunson? I'm looking through. I see Karras. Same overall years younger. He can't shoot for shit. Moving on. Norman Powell, no. I'm just looking to see who could potentially be here. Gary Trent, I don't want to give up a first, and he can't defend. Moving on. I'm just looking. Long story short, there's really none there that I did. I didn't do anything. I didn't trade Buddy Hield. To keep things short, I didn't end up trading him. I kept going back to Gary Trent because I'm like, damn. But he cannot defend. Then I'm like, do I just trade him for picks? Just release a bunch of money. So I went out. I'm like, okay, let me figure this out what I want to do. Right? I go to Brunson. I'm like, okay, let's offer him a deal. Right? If he accepts, maybe we can have him, Hield, and Max Christie. Maybe Max Christie won't play. He's like 74. Maybe he won't play. Right? Or I said if Buddy Hield really regresses, we could just trade him and we'll have someone here. So Brunson, the money he wants is what we have. I give him pretty much that as much as I can, pretty much, just to save it, as much as I can give him. So I'm going, I'm like boom, 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 up in the money, giving him as much as I can give him, right? The most I give him is that, 68.22. Okay, I put a team option on the 3rd year, just in case. I give him that, not saying yes, not saying no, boom, boom, boom. He accepts. So now we have Jalen Brunson, right? He accepts. We got Jalen Brunson. So now I'm just getting veterans because we need some veterans in the locker room. These guys are not going to play whatsoever, so it does not matter. Nothing. We get Verjao, right? We get Redick, right? We're just trying to fill out the roster with some veterans in the locker room. So we do that. There's Redick. Boom. Boom, boom. Get him. We get one more, which is Jared Dudley. We get Jared Dudley in there. Same thing. Boom, boom. I really wish in MyGM this wasn't here where you got to go to the diner and ish. Can I just offer someone? Because I don't want to have to go through all that, so I don't know. I'm going to have to figure out how to get rid of it for next GM. Anyways, Pacers GM, we unlocked a skill. I go to my skills. Alright, I'm like, what do we do here? Right? I'm looking at all my options. I'm looking. I'm debating what to do. I do this, the boost branding and player stamina. I decide to do that, right? Then, we go to player regression. That's it for agency. We look. We see Wood did regress, probably because it's overall, but whatever, who cares? He's still an 83. Halliburton went up a lot, 87 over 88 now, to be honest with you. Brunson went up a little bit. I'm shocked Anunoby and Turner didn't go up, but whatever. Hield regressed, and I'm like, you know what? This gives me the green light to trade Hield. So we ended up trading Hield. I'm saying how we have Brunson now, so it don't matter. Everybody else went up or stayed the same. The veterans don't matter because they're not going to play. So we trade Buddy Hield. I'm like, okay. He went down. Goodbye. So, go to Buddy Hield. Go back up. Okay, there we go. We trade him. I'm like, okay, what do we trade him for? I'm thinking, can we get a first round pick? Now, the only trade, what was that? What am I about to do? Oh, no, before that, I'm like, okay, what team needs a shooting guard and can give us a first round pick? Right? I'm just trying to look for a team that has a lot of space and that can give us a first round pick. So I'm looking at every team, seeing who needs a shooting guard, right? A few teams, saw the Bucks need one. Who else? I think Pelicans needed one. Not the Hornets because they're trying to develop young. The Lakers definitely need the Mavs. So I'm like, okay, let's go to propose a trade. Let's throw some trades together. So that's really what we do for the next minute or two. We throw a bunch of trades together for picks, right? so y'all can see that right now. We throw a bunch of trades in. Okay, sorry, I have to get up and do something. Okay, we're still trying to find a team that needs players. That needs a player. It can give us picks. Long story short, we didn't find shit. So I'm like, okay, let's go back to Trade Finder. Because maybe there's something there that I can get. Right? Oh, no, before I do that, I look at every team's financial table and see who has the money. Who has money to take him on? No one had any money. Of course. So I'm like, all right. We're going to do a Trade Finder. Just throw him and get the best deal we can get. So that's what we do. We go back, throw Healed in there. I'm like, okay, let's figure out who we want. Boom, boom, boom. And look, hold on. I go back in a second. That Nets trade, Joe Harris in the first. I'm like, that's the only one that has a first in it. So I'm like, you know what? Let's do that. We do that. Now, we do release Joe Harris. We don't keep him on release free agency. I don't need Joe Harris. So that's what we do, right? I accidentally hit edit by mistake. Whatever. Get out of that. Release him. Bye. We had to trade Buddy Hield, and that was the best deal there. Get a first round pick. I'm just trying to say why we did that. Look, he's the best shooting guard they got. He's a veteran, so he can mentor some of the young guys. He's a great shooter and a defender, so he adds some help for KD, Kyrie, Ben Simmons. Oh, Kyrie's not there anymore. What am I talking about, Kyrie? But he adds some depth, right? Now, we send to the next season. Right? I implement the draft for next season. But that's pretty much what we did. We got Miles Turner. Not Miles Turner. Oh my god, I'm stupid. We got Jalen Brunson. We drafted Max Christie. We got Christian Wood. We traded Brogdon and Healed. That's our free agency. Right? I'm just going through some little tasks. But y'all can let me know down below, how'd you rate the free agency? 1 through 10, or you can give it like an A, B, letter grade, whatever. I would say it's good free agency. We added a great point guard, shooting guard. We added a shooting guard, because Brunson's going to play shooting guard for us. He could do pretty much what Heal could do, except not as good as a shooter, but it don't matter. He's years younger, same overall, 1 or 2 overalls higher, so there's that. Christian Wood, I knew we were going to commit to Jalen Smith full time. So we got Christian Wood. Christian was also a way better 3-point shooter. You see his says A-. Jalen says a B-. So way better of a 3-point shooter. Improved on that. Drafted Max Christie, who's looking like a good 2-way type of player. So we did that. Anyways, I'm just going through everybody, saying why I did what I did. Well, Christie's not really a 2-way. I don't know. I was thinking Jaden Hardy, but his 3 is a C+. We'll develop that. We're a really good offensive team, so it's not like I was really looking for... Well, yeah, I was looking for offense. I don't know. Max Christie was there. Whatever. That reasoning just didn't make no sense. But you see, I'm doing my outro right now. I'm just talking about the team. I'm telling y'all, we're not going to play as many games this season. This season, we're only going to play like 4 or 5 games. Last season, we played like 10. This season, 4 or 5 games. And yeah. We're definitely going to play that Sixers game. It's the first game of the season. We got to play that. I'm just looking at everything. Going through all of that. But yeah, Season 2 of Indiana Pacers, MyGM. This was free agency episode. I'm sorry, y'all. We have to do this little commentation BS. But this won't happen again. I promise y'all. But yeah, y'all. Bye, y'all.